Always to all you beautiful English and slash French bulldogs. Welcome back to PickItUpGaming, where we take a visit back to the motherland of ye old country of Yarnum. So let's get ready to hunt and wake up in this hunter's nightmare. I'm such a dork. So in this week's video I'll be tackling the question of what is the best Fromsoftware game? Is it Bloodborne or is it something else? So let's wander into this dangerous discussion, and remember people, it's my opinion, everyone has their own opinion, so let's have a nice friendly chat about it and no naughty business, you silly gooses. So as tradition with my rambly, stuttery, all over the place videos, I'm going to tell you some basic facts about a game that's released quite a long time ago, but some of you might not have played yet, so let's get on with these basic facts, shall we, baby? So Bloodborne is an action role-playing game developed by Fromsoftware and published by Sony, which was released for the PlayStation 4 back in March 2015, which makes me feel old because that's such a long time ago now. You play as a hunter traversing through the decrepit Gothic Victorian era-inspired city of Yarnum, whose inhabitants are affected with a blood-borne disease. Bloodborne. Haha! It's in the name of the title. Well, I've learned something new, and so have you. Well, I hope anyway. While attempting to find the source of the plague, the Bloodborne plague, the player's character unravels the city's mysteries while fighting beasts and cosmic beings and other nasty beings and hunters. The game is played through a third-person perspective. These are hard words for me to say. Players control a customizable protagonist. These are big words for me to say. And the gameplay is focused on strategic weapon-based combat and exploration. Exploration? Players battle varied enemies while using items such as swords and firearms, exploring different locations and interacting with non-player characters, which is NPCs, and unraveling the city's mysteries. It takes heavy influences to the work of H.P. Lovecraft and Bram Stoker, people done Dracula and other stuff. And the architectural design of the real locations in countries such as Romania, Czech Republic and Scotland, and possibly some parts of England, judging by some of the accents you hear in the game from the NPC characters. Get away! Curse your blood! And stuff like that. And if you asked me before I started this video, I would have said it's more kind of a London-esque kind of place, judging from the building like Victoria London. But like you said, these basic facts, you learn something new, and I learn something new. So we're all learning about a game that we all love. Well, we hopefully all love, or hopefully you'll love in the future. Enough rambling, next part. But anyway, so after my last video about Sekiro, it got me thinking, what is the best game in the series, from software? What's the best game? What is the game that I love that I'll put number one above all the other games? So Bloodborne was my first Souls game and the first game I ever platinumed. So maybe my review might be a bit biased, so I'm going to try and keep it as fairly and openly and honest as I possibly can. So let's go, shall we? So every game in the Soulsborne / Sekiro series holds a special place in my heart, as I loved all of them and I enjoyed pretty much every second I played them. But Bloodborne seems to stand out for me, I think because of the world design, how every area feels somewhat different and beautiful despite being dark and gothic, the sound of the bosses howling and the operatic music swelling as you fight them to the death, as you fight giant lightning beasts and other hunters. The lore feels simple despite being deep and intrinsic, and fast paced and engaging in a more aggressive fighting style of the combat. The weapons having two settings makes it feel different and fun when you go shing shing with your hunter's axe. Armour doesn't make much of a difference, but that means you get to Fashion Souls to choose the best looking armour for your character, because it doesn't help much. But Fashion Souls, everyone does a bit of Fashion Souls to be fair. And also the challenge dungeons add in a ton of content for you to play after you finish the main storyline, or even during the main storyline or during the DLC. It allows you to go to different places like most other Fromsoftware games do, but I like the fact you've got dungeons there. Add a bit more challenge to the game when you finish, and that's another 10 hours or so, depending on how good or how long it takes you to do. And same with the DLC is brutally hard, especially the last few bosses. You can name a few, like the Orphan of Kos, that one can get in the bin. But despite that, obviously, it doesn't take too long to complete as well. Some, especially in Dark Souls 2, some of the DLCs felt a bit kind of long, a bit overblown, a bit like, whoa, there's a lot here, there's too much still. With the Old Hunters DLC, it takes you about 12 hours, or maybe less, depending obviously how much you do, which makes it a lot more bearable and a lot more enjoyable. Although truth be told, and I know this is kind of a common thing among Fromsoftware fans, but I could do another Bloodborne DLC. or at least Bloodborne 2. I know I've got Elden Ring coming out, but come on guys, don't leave us in the lurch. It's been 2015, so that's what, coming up 7 years ago now? That is too long. But it's not just that, like I said, for me personally, this was my first game that I had. I think it was PlayStation Plus, downloaded it, gave it a go, heard it was difficult, but I really enjoyed it. So I think for new players coming into the game, because it's fast paced and it encourages that kind of style you have other games, other hack and slash games, it's a lot easier for people like myself who are not used to the Fromsoftware series to delve into it. Because unlike Dark Souls and Sekiro series, those games seem to have quite a steep learning curve, which can be very, especially Sekiro, and very off-putting to people who are starting on the series. With Bloodborne, I feel like, although it's still got a challenge to it, it's a bit more welcoming. It's not as over intimidating or too heavy for someone who's just starting the game. Obviously, like I said, it might be a bit biased because I've played it and I've played it a bit, but I still think it's the best game to enter the series at, because it gives you enough hand holding but enough challenge where you're not completely guided but you're not completely lost either. You're not coming against that wall which a lot of players do come against, especially in the first series of, I can't beat this boss, I don't like this game, I'm not playing it anymore. So that's probably the reason why I think it's one of the best, if not the best game in the Fromsoftware catalogue, because it gives people like me who would had never played a Souls-like game before an entry point, which after I finished this game, went to Dark Souls Trilogy, loved all the second of it, went to Sekiro, loved it, and now I am very excited for Elden Ring when it comes out this year, or next year, depending when it comes out. But I also feel like with Bloodborne, it grows with the player as well, so as you level up, although to be fair, I think it's the same for most Souls games, but I do think, for me personally, Bloodborne gives you a bit more chance to kind of grow with the game rather than having that steep learning curve, like I said. I think the issue with picking the best game from the studio, from software, is that everyone has their favourite, and obviously in my opinion, part of a few Soulsborne groups and Bloodborne groups and whatever else is that everyone's going to have their favourite game. Everyone either hates certain games because it's not, typically from software like Sekiro, or people hate Dark Souls 2, which I do not get, I don't think, because like I said, I enjoyed Dark Souls 2. It was long and it was overblown, but there's definitely a few good moments in there, a few good bosses, and quite enjoyable, to be fair. I mean, like I said, it's not the best in the series, but it's definitely not the worst. But like I said, Fromsoftware fans can be really engaging, really helpful, or really, really toxic, depending on who you deal with. But I honestly think that it has the best shout, Bloodborne that is, for being the best game in the Soulsborne series / Sekiro. But what is your favourite? Is it Dark Souls 3? Is it Sekiro? Is it Dark Souls 2? Or do you agree with me? Let me know down in the comments, and let's have a friendly discussion. No toxic silly bills and jills, please. Just have a friendly discussion about what is your favourite Fromsoftware game. Anyway guys, hope you have a good new year, or year depending on when this video comes out, and however you choose to spend it. Remember, like I said before in previous videos, you're always welcome to come and chat to me in the comments or from my Twitter, which is PickItUpGaming1. I'm always there for you guys. It can be a crappy world, and sometimes it's nice to have a chat to a random stranger. So I'm always here if you want to reach out and chat. So anyway, it's the first year of Picking Up Gaming, or the first 8 months, how long it has been. Hopefully in the future I can make this a full-time or part-time gig, but I'll enjoy it all the same. Now anyway guys, back to the nightmare, because it's time for Andrew to join the hunt. Or Gammon. No, Andrew joins the hunt. Go Andrew! Ah!